Welcome to the Citizens Show. Today we're going to have our regular look at an upcoming match, as long as COVID doesn't affect this. So I'm recording this, what are we on now? We're on Friday, so it's a couple of days before. So hopefully the game will go ahead. Of course, Newcastle United versus Manchester City on the 19th of December 2021. And it's actually been altered. Yeah, the kickoff time was 2:15 p.m. and now it's 2 p.m. I'm not too sure the reasons behind that. I'm sure there are some. I just noticed it had been altered out. No great in-depth journalism to find out why, guys. But there you go, 2 p.m. kickoff. Of course, we'll be having a look at Newcastle, how they're doing. Of course, I'll be trying to predict our starting 11 and Newcastle's starting 11. Not easy at the moment, is it, with things as they are? I've learned another couple of City players this morning with slight niggles that I'm not too sure about. But we can only do our best, can't we? And the match is being shown on Sky Sports, yeah. Who's in charge? We've got Mr. Martin Atkinson in the middle, and his linos are Lee Betts and Darren Cam. Fourth official is Peter Bonks. VAR is Mr. Craig Pawson. And, of course, his assistant making the coffee is Mr. Richard West. Yeah, last time out, it was confirmed with the league title done and dusted. It was back on the 14th of May 2021. A strange game, a very weird game. Sort of not an end-to-end battle, but Newcastle almost had as many chances as we did on the balance of play, with certainly not possession, but with shots, etc. And it was a 4-3 win, of course, for City with a Cancelo goal and a Torres hat-trick. Yeah, so that was nice to see, wasn't it? But Newcastle wouldn't lie down, would they? But eventually we got there and we won the game 4-3. But not the first time we'd won at St James's Park 4-3, but obviously other times have been in it. Another time have been a far more serious competition, far more serious game, wasn't it? Let's be honest about it. Our overall record is pretty naff at Newcastle in the league. And we played a massive 85 times. Only won 19. Only won 19 drawn, and most of them have come in the last few years, I think. Drawn 17 and lost 49. Yeah, there used to be a powerhouse up there at Newcastle, of course they did. 96 we've scored, 159 we've let in. So, yeah, they weren't averse to scoring a few goals, Newcastle. Please check out my little History Boys feature as I look back against it. It's a Coca-Cola Cup game, but it's on the 21st of December, back in time. So obviously similar time period, but it was Kevin Keegan's Newcastle. City were taking on. I think they were third at the time of the table, but a period where they were flying quite high, of course, in the Premier League. But it was a Coca-Cola Cup 4th round replay. So please check out my History Boys feature if you get a chance. A little bit of fun around that. Odds to win the match, yeah, please. I don't condone gambling in any way, and when the fun stops, stop. City are pretty firm 2-11 on to win the game. A draw is 13-2, and Newcastle, you can get 18-1 with Corals. You Newkie fans, if you fancy an odd 50p on that. And please check out my Odd Show special, of course, where I go into a little bit more depth and where the value is or isn't in this. Obviously, the value on a 4-3 win, that was quite an interesting price. Okay. So how will the game shape up? Let's be honest, Newcastle in a bit of trouble, aren't they, despite their newfound wealth? Obviously, richer than us now, by all accounts. Obviously, I think it's not quite as simple as that, is it? But and they've got a manager who's he's got an obvious talent, of course he has, but one of his obvious talents wasn't particularly playing defensively, was it, or organising the defence, and that's what perhaps Newcastle needed more than anything else. And even this first few games of Mr. Howe's presence, we've done okay, but it's defence where all the problems are, so it's still not been sorted out. And unless there is a big change, as I'm recording this, they still sit next to bottom. They could really be going down with 10 billion in the bank. Never mind a billion in the bank, they could be going down with 10 billion in the bank. There you go. There was a beacon of hope, of course, and joy at St James. I mean, handshakes all around and fist pumps and you name it when they recorded their first win, of course, at home against struggling Burnley on the 4th of December, so not too long ago, a 1-0 win. It was just about deserved, I think, although the game wasn't that pretty to watch, to be honest with you. Since, of course, they've been stuffed by Leicester 4-0 at the King Power. And ironically, they were actually better team for parts of that game, but yeah, they managed to get themselves well thumped at 4-0. And again, last night, as I'm recording this, they played at Anfield, and obviously, even though it was a respectable 3-1 score, again, they were well behind on possession and shot stats, but they did have the temerity to take the lead as well, so that didn't last long, but obviously They did look okay in bits. They looked fine. They looked, you know, again, certain parts of the game, they did look okay. But I say it was a comfortable 3-1 win for Liverpool in the end. Yeah, they do have some injury. Obviously, Lewis went off in that game last night against Liverpool with could be a bad hamstring injury, looking at the information this morning. So that doesn't look good. Of course, they've still got Fernandes, who's missing through injury, and Saint Maximin, that's how you pronounce it. He came off himself about 10 minutes from the end with a niggle. I mean, we'll talk about niggles with the City squad in a minute, but I'm not sure how bad that is. So I have actually included him in my starting 11 for the Newcastle team, but he could be missing from this game, as I said, if it goes ahead, and it certainly looks as though it will go ahead at this stage. So this is my 11 for Newcastle. Anyway, Dubravka, Manquillo, Schär, Lascelles, Ritchie, Shelvey, Hayden, Joe Linton, Fraser, Murphy, and St Maximin. So as I said, that's a bit of a dubious one. I'm not really sure who would slot up there if he wasn't playing, to be honest with you. Of course, this for City, let's have a look at City. We're a bit devastating after that Leeds romp if it ends anything less than a reasonably comfortable victory. We never seem to hammer Newcastle up at their place, even when we have been successful. But we do have some niggles. As we use that word niggles again, I've looked at the latest news today, and a couple of the players, including Rodri, seem to have a niggle or two. And the yellow cards are topping up as well. Of course, Cancelo returned from his one-match suspension, but I think Diaz is also one booking away from missing on a game as well. So do we want to miss Diaz for Leicester City? I mean, you can't play like that, can you? You just got to, because that's Boxing Day, of course. That's looking ahead. Who knows what will happen by Boxing Day? But you know, you can't just leave Diaz out of this starting lineup on the fact you might get another booking. These things are going to happen. You have to act accordingly. Fortunately, we've got another 3 good centre halves if they're all fit, and of course. So that is a worry for City. Just little niggles again, but nothing too serious. As you say, we've still got a fairly fit squad from all accounts as I'm recording this. Of course, Newcastle did beat City back in 2018-19 2-1, so it wasn't too long ago. But you have to go back to 2005 for the time before that the Geordies actually beat us at their place. And if City can score fairly early, which we know makes us a little bit more comfortable as time goes on, we don't get frustrated. But I know the fans get a little bit frustrated. It's not too bad away from home. Obviously, at home, they perhaps feel a little bit more pressure if they don't score early. But I certainly don't expect a Leeds type route, that's for sure. But I do expect at least to copy what Liverpool have done. I expect at least a comfortable 2 or 3 goal win. And anything less than this, obviously we'll take what we get. I mean, we'll take 1-0 in the last minute, but we should be winning this comfortably. Anything less will be disappointed. And of course, can Newcastle still escape relegation? Possibly, but we shouldn't be starting against City, that's for sure. They shouldn't be starting any sort of run now away from the relegation zone by getting a point or even 3 points or even a point against City, of course. So here we go. I'll go with a City starting 11. When I did my odd show, I usually put one together, and then I've heard a couple of bits and pieces since, but I'll stick with what I did for the odd show. But if we get about 8 of these right, I'll be quite happy, because as I say, everything's up in the air at the moment, all these niggles and stuff. Walker's doubtful, of course. I mean, he wasn't even on the bench the other night, so we have to believe that he was injured and he won't perhaps come straight back into it. Sterling seems fit enough, but obviously Pep didn't play him against Leeds, did he? They got Laporte or Stones. I mean, that's if, who knows? Diaz might not play, or he might play that like he did, obviously without Walker, where he had Laporte, Stones, and Diaz all on the pitch. So it is an interesting one. So. And also, Pep himself might have COVID. I mean, that's been reported as I'm recording this vlog as well. So it is a bit of a nightmare, guys. We hope this wouldn't happen again, but obviously, right at the back of our minds, there was perhaps always a thought it could do. Anyway, I'll go with this 11. As I say, it could be open to change, of course. Edison, Cancelo, I assume he's going to come straight back into the team. I mean, he's fit enough. It's not as though he's been ill or anything like that. He's obviously just suspended, so he should be ready. Go Cancelo, Diaz, Stones, and yeah, I've put Zinchenko. So Laporte is missed out there, but it wouldn't surprise me if he came back in. Rodri, if it's not too bad a niggle that he's got. I mean, obviously we've got Ferner to step in the breach, haven't we, if there is a problem. Bernardo, KDB. And yeah, up front, I've left Sterling out again. I've gone similar to the last game, Foden, Grealish and Mahrez. I don't think you know, you'd be a bit churlish to drop anyone from that Leeds game. Let's be honest about it. It was an excellent team performance. So, yeah, allowing for people coming back for suspension, etc., and injuries, and you're more or less going to see that with just 1 or 2 changes, I would have thought, with a week to the next game as well, or in theory the next game. We'll never know, do we? So there you go, guys. Let me know what you think anyway. Your starting 11, what you think of that. As I say, it is a bit up in the air just with things at the moment, but that's both starting 11s anyway. Right, quirky stats. There's some interesting ones this week. Newcastle have won just 1 of their last 27 Premier League games against City. They've drawn 4 and lost 22, winning 2-1 at St James's Park, as I mentioned before, in January 2019. City have lost just 1 of their last 13 away league games against Newcastle, with won 9, drawn 3. However, we've conceded 7 goals across the last 3 visits to St James's. All right, 3 last year, wasn't it? More than they had in the previous 11. That was 6. So yeah, we are letting the goals in, but we have been doing that generally, haven't we? City have scored in each of their last 25 Premier League games against Newcastle, last failing to do so in a 0-0 draw in November 2006. In the competition's history, only Arsenal have had a longer scoring streak against a specific opponent, 26 versus West Brom, so 25. So we could even that, we could equal that, couldn't we? Make it 26. Newcastle are unbeaten their last 5 home league games against reigning top-flight champions. That's a good one. Winning 2 and drawing 3. They last had a longer such run between October 1987 and October 1996, a 6-game run, of which the final game was a 5-0 victory against a certain Manchester United. Newcastle picked up their first Premier League win of the season, of course, in their last home game, beating Burnley 1-0. They've not won back-to-back Premier League home games since December 2019. City have won 33 Premier League games in 2021. 1 more victory, yeah, we share it at the moment, will see us set a new top-flight record for most wins in a single calendar year. Well, in theory, we should have 2 bites of the cherry there, shouldn't we? So let's, fingers crossed, we sort it against Newcastle, and if anything happens to the Leicester game, it's not a problem. Against no side of City netted more Premier League hat-tricks than they have against Newcastle, 3, with Torres, of course, scoring a treble in this exact fixture last season. We won't be seeing him, unfortunately. Newcastle boss Eddie Howe has lost all 10 of his Premier League games against City. The worst 100% losing record any manager has against a specific opponent in the competition's history. Well, obviously they're all with Bournemouth, weren't they, I assume? So there you go. Some nice quirky stats. I thought some crackers there today, wasn't there? If you like your match day live on the City channel, Paul Dickoff and Jolene Lescott are the special guests, so they'll be on an hour before at half time and a little bit after as well. So if you're not going up to old Geordie Land and you want to have a watch of that, that's who's on there. And if you want to get involved, WhatsApp, you can send a WhatsApp, join the group on +44 7537 186538. That's +44 7537 186538. Please tune in for the match report. I will try to get it out Sunday evening, but I do have a couple of commitments, so I might be struggling. So please, if it's not available on Sunday evening, tune back in on Monday just before lunchtime. Make sure you push that notifications, get your thumbs up, guys. Push that notification so you know when it comes out on the Tuesday. But as I say, I will try, on the Monday. I will try to get it out, though, on Sunday evening. But I do have a couple of 2 or 3 things to do, so I might struggle to do that. Anyway, please don't forget to check out my odds show, my City versus Newcastle odds show, and my City versus Newcastle history boys. As I say, back with Kevin Keegan, manager of Newcastle, and good fun. Only 10 or 12 minutes. It's just good fun. A little bit about what was happening at the time away from football as well. It might jog a few memories and give you some happy memories, hopefully, because it was a good night. Yeah, it was a good night. It wasn't a league victory, but it was a cup victory, that's for sure. So have a look at that. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. We're going to do the rest of the day. Have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your families. More importantly, let's all look after each other. To me here again on the Citizen channel. Please have a look at my film and TV channel if you get a chance. Give us some likes on there. That'd be great as well. Film reviews, TV drama reviews, information blogs, etc. on there. So I try and inform and entertain on there as well. Anyway, if it's not on there, if it's back on here, I only ask one thing, don't I, guys? Please stay safe, Blues. Come on, City. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.